Yes, they are, Dave. We need rain in these gardens. We need rain everywhere. But we also need to get something planted in this garden. David Whitwam, Whitwam Organics. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, too.
Why aren't we planting? We're gonna.
Yeah, so I started kind of prepping the beds last week, and we have a lot more work to do. There was a lot of weeds, and I have a really good tip on kind of why I waited till this week to pull the weeds out, and we used the action. We're gonna talk about that on Sunday.
That's a tease for Sunday morning show. That'll be on Sunday morning, how he got this bed cleaned up so quickly with the tool. All right, but what are you going to plant when you finally get it cleaned up?
Yeah, so next week we'll be planting a myriad of our summer plants. If you're starting out right now or switching your garden from spring, it's really important that you get the right stuff in, because as you know, our summer weather is very unique.
Yeah.
So a couple of the plants that I wanted to point out, and we can talk more about some of these next week, that might be a little different or new to people, is we have Everglades Tomatoes, which is actually a Florida heirloom tomato. They're very tiny cherry tomatoes,
yeah,
and they will actually continue to produce through the summer.
Nice.
When other tomatoes will not.
Okay.
Now, my new favorite, this is Jicama. Are you familiar with
Love jicama? I haven't had jicama in forever.
I love jicama too, and I started growing it just a few years ago. It's actually a bean.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you,
it's not a root?
It is a root. So you can see, just like our pole beans, it's trying to look for something to climb onto. So you're going to grow this a lot like a bean. It takes almost zero work over the summertime, and the root forms underneath the plant. And
where's the jicama?
The jicama is going to form under the ground like a potato.
Well, we should tell people what a jicama is, because I bet a lot of people don't know. It's like a potato.
It's kind of...
It's potato-y.
Like a watercress.
Yeah.
Meets apple meets potato.
Yeah.
So I eat it like shredded in a lot of salads. I love it as a vegetable, but super easy to grow here in Tampa over the summer. In fact, it really likes it. The only downside, takes a long time.
Okay.
So we have some of our amaranth. This is a red amaranth cooked. It's going to taste a lot like spinach. We have a white amaranth. It's just a little bit lighter in flavor. And then, of course, our old friends, okra, hot peppers. We've got some habaneros. Hot peppers do really well over the summer in the heat.
Stepping back. I'm not letting you, you're not doing that to me again.
We've got the Thai peppers in here, too, so we're going to get some of those going. But we can get more in depth with this as we put them in the garden. So,
you want a question? Or two?
I'm ready.
It's a twofer here.
Okay.
Joe from Largo. We'll answer the first question, and then we'll get to the second one. What size grow bag should I use for tomatoes, and then when should I plant them?
So that one's pretty easy. I would recommend a 3 to 5 gallon grow bag.
Okay.
But just to kind of put things in perspective, because there might be some naysayers saying, hey, I get away with much smaller. In my nursery, we have tomatoes growing in pots like this. Now, of course, I have staff that are feeding them our additional liquids a few times a week. And in a pot this size, we'll get full-grown tomato plants with tomatoes on them.
Okay.
But we're feeding them extra multiple times a week. So if you don't want to do that and you want to just rely on the soil, 3 to 5 gallons.
Okay. And then when do they get to the point where they need to be planted in the ground?
I mean, if they outgrow, say, a 4-inch pot,
yeah,
you know, if they're in a pot this size and they're tipping over, you can upplant. You can go to a 1 gallon, but really a full-size plant needs to end up in a 3 to 5 gallon pot for sure.
Second half of Joe's question. Also, do you have a planting schedule for other fruits and vegetables?
Short answer, no. I don't have a planting schedule yet, but kind of back to what we talked about in the beginning on my website, we do have a section that is dedicated to growing in the summertime called Heat Loving Greens and Things, and you're going to find selections there that do really well planted now all the way through late summer and into fall. As far as the rest of the year, there's a pretty good chart put out by University of Florida IFAS. You can access it off their website. They've got the planting guides by month.
You mentioned it. Let's say it before we go. What's your website?
WhitwamOrganics.com.
Pretty easy. Pretty
easy.
And tell everybody, if you've got a question for David, go to Good Day Tampa Bay at Fox.com. Leave your question there, and we will get it to David. Hey, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, too.
Take care.